Hi there. Today is Sunday, May 1st, 2022, which makes this the week 17, I'm pretty sure, Create Brilliance update with your host is Jennifer Vanderbeek of scrapsoflife.com. Hi, how are you? And welcome to May. Holy cow, it's already the fifth month of the year. I'm just kind of, still processing that. Yesterday was my 46th birthday as well. So this is also the start of my 47th trip around the sun. Um, I actually tried to record this twice yesterday after work and then after getting home from my birthday dinner at one of those seafood boil places where you order by the bag and then you just stuff yourself so silly that you're just you have to roll yourself out of the restaurant. Yeah, that's what we did. But I got phone calls interrupting the recording both times, and I'm like, you know what, it's okay, I'll just record tomorrow, it's fine. So it's been a really good week. I did dye my hair. It's hard to tell on camera. It is purple. It's a dark purple, however. So usually it just looks like dark colored hair until like sunlight or a good natural light hits it. And it's like, oh, yeah, you can kind of tell that there's some purple in it. And that's perfectly fine with me. That was just a little something fun that I wanted to do for myself. I suppose it could go under self care. After all, it did cover the grays because I don't have anything against the grays. I just don't like it the way it makes my hair look. It just for me right now it looks unkempt. They're not if they fill in to an extent, I'll be happy to like live with them, but right now it's just kind of it just I'm not a fan. Um Writing wise, I did get some writing, about 3,000 words or so written this week. But more importantly, I sat down and I figured out the second half of the story as far as, the story beats and plot points. So I am now prepared to write the second half of the book. I hope. you know, the author plans and then the characters say, "Yeah, but what about?" And we kind of roll with it. I'm also taking part in my first um promotion through BookFunnel. And so I'll put a link down in the description box of a collection of cozy mystery short stories that you can access and hopefully maybe find a new author to follow. I think that that's an amazing thing. I'll be putting it out in the newsletter that will go out to my subscribers on the 5th. I still got a few days to put that together and also do the coloring page for this month. I'm still debating on who's going to be featured. Um, but yeah, so that happened. Let's see, what other big highlights? Um, Nothing too monumental aside from the whole birthday thing. Now, yesterday was also local yarn shop day. It was also International Book Day. So there was a lot of things going on yesterday. But for me at work, it was local yarn shop day, and the shop was filled with people just having a good time, finding yarns and notions and patterns and just enjoying the atmosphere of the shop. And I know we were all probably worn out by the end of it, but it was so much fun that I mean I would have stayed longer if they needed me. Absolutely. Yeah, so we just I can't speak for everybody, but I know I had an amazing time. And, people have said, "Oh, it's too bad that you have to work on your birthday." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. I am loving this. I am loving this." So, yeah, no worries there. Um, so I put aside the current shawl project momentarily, at least, on Friday night, after supper, and we were doing our usual TV time and everything, to start on the Arne and Carlos 2022 Spring Along. There's two parts to it. There's a crochet along, with the Hilda or Hildy um floral. It's like a floral throw blanket or a seat pad, depending on how many you want to do, how many flowers you want to make. And then for the knitting side, they're doing more of the squares that they started during the original quarantine podcast. Um, and so I am doing the crochet, and I have begun. This is the first flower that I finished from it, and it is like a great thing to use up scraps. Like I went through my yarns, and I found all these like leftovers or partial balls or things that I just never found a use for. And so I pulled them all together, and I've been using them to, I'm going to use these to make the flowers, and then decide when I have enough flowers done, I'll decide if what I'm going to do with them. I love the idea of the chair pad. It sounds so nice, but I don't know that I would actually like put it on my chair and like sit on it and stuff. That I just I don't know. I don't know. So I'm thinking right now it might make an interesting long scarf, depending on how many flowers I end up making. It's about the size of the palm of my hand. So and I used some old peace fleece that I had laying around from I don't even know how far back to make about 20 centers, both in like a pale yellow and a natural or ecru color. Um, and so yeah, I've got all these centers. So I figure once I have like 20 or 21 of them or something. So I figure, yeah, once I have different, and I'm going to do all different color combinations and stuff for the outer petals, and then the idea is that there is then a one this is this flower so far is rounds 1 and 2 in the set for the center of the flower, round 3 for the first petal edge, and then round 4 for the kind of roughly pattern edge. But then there's 2 more rounds, and in that 6th round you kind of join things together. So I'm going to do all the flowers that for all the centers that I made. It's raining centers. Um and then see what dimensions I can make, if what I want to do with it before I start piecing them together. Um their version has it using like a very dark purple or something for the background color, and I've got some Emma's yarn that was left over from the Casapinka um, uh, Magical Thinking pullover shawl that I might use, but I don't know that I have quite enough. I've also got I've got a fairly good amount of this kind of rust red color. And again, all these colors kind of like they don't necessarily go together on their own, but when you unify them with like one color in the background, all of the everything just starts to make sense. Right? Drop some yarn. Had to retrieve it. Yarn down, yarn down. Oh no. So yeah, I've got some options, or I could or I could purchase a skein of something specifically for the background. Um, but I like the way theirs looked with all the bright and varying colors of the flowers with a solid background. So we'll see. Now, um, this isn't something that I did, but this is just something I wanted to show because I think it's really indicative of the type of environment that I'm working in right now, and it's amazing to me. So, apparently, one of the customers at the shop makes, sews bags, and they had made them for the team members, and they heard that Cadence had a new team member that, there was a new team member, meaning me. And so she brought me, she dropped off a bag for me, and it's patterned with goats. Look at all the little goat faces. This is so sweet. And yeah, and so it's actually what and since, I got it right before I started this project, said, okay, I am I'm gonna stick all of my yarns for this project in there. And I have everything in a plastic bag that I'm not using right now, but the first three are gonna look like this, more or less. And so yeah, I'll keep kind of swapping out what's in the plastic bag versus looser in the bag. But I mean, it's such a sweet thing. It's such a sweet thing, and I don't think I've ever met this customer. Or encountered her, and I'm just floored that somebody would do that, and it's so sweet, and I'm just so touched. And it really is an honor to work at that shop and to work with these women, and I couldn't imagine anything better right now. I mean, it just is amazing. So that leads me to this week's Brilliance is. And I want to say that for week 17, I'm going to claim that brilliance is happiness. Because when you're happy, when you are enjoying your life, when you are feeling those moments, however brief and far between, we all strive for them, but life can be really hard. But when you find those moments of happiness, it is so much easier to let your own brilliance shine through. Um, I I I would imagine that no matter what happened yesterday, I had a big huge smile on my face. It was not forced. It was absolutely genuine, and because I was just in my element loving life. Even when things were hectic, I knew it was in service of just something fun and amazing. And to me that was like the best thing ever. And so yeah, I really feel, and I wasn't the only person with a birthday yesterday. The dyer we had in the shop, Alicia from Knitwise Fibers in Tallahassee, it was also her birthday. So I finally met my birthday twin. I've never in Up until now, I had never met another person that was my exact same birthday. It's always been, a few days, the few days before or the few days after, never my exact birthday twin. And so it was really kind of cool to finally meet a birthday twin. I mean, obviously, I know that there's plenty of people who have birthdays on April 30th, but it's very different from knowing that there are millions of people born every day, kind of thing, versus actually encountering one in the wild, so to speak, or, in your own sphere. And yeah, that's just kind of cool. Um, but yeah, so I mean, but it was, it's like we had Alicia, she was wearing a crocheted crown, which I totally need to find the pattern for, because I think that that would be something just fun to have around just because. But yeah, we had it in the shop, and so she was wearing the birthday crown. I did not want to I did not want to, I was like, nope, that's all you. It's good. Um Honestly, I was a little afraid that, since I did dye my hair recently, that there might be some, still color that gets cast off onto things, and I didn't want to, like, risk staining the red crown with some purple hair dye. That's just like, it's something, if for folks who dye their hair and that after until like the first couple of washes, there's still a little bit that can cast off. This could happen. And so I just didn't want to I just want to risk it. But yeah, and so but it made it really easy to point her out, because it's like, oh yeah, she's sitting in the little knitting nook over there. She's the one wearing the crown because it's her birthday. And then she would turn around and say, oh, it's her birthday too. And so we were just going, because I wasn't trying to make it about me. But yeah, I mean, it was so nice. And of course everybody was like, "Oh, happy birthday, happy birthday." It just I couldn't have imagined. It's like I've had some really amazing birthdays. I've had parties thrown for me. There was one birthday where Todd and we went to Jacksonville to for a long weekend, and we went to the Jacksonville Zoo and then out to dinner, and it was just it was just like a whole magical I just felt so loved, and it was a very quiet birthday, but it was one of I mean, it's like so I'd say of adult birthdays, this today was probably in the top 3, and I would really hate to really rank them any more than that. Definitely top 5 of my life, probably. Um, but probably top 3 as from what I can, just recall being what it is. I mean, I was just I loved it. I loved working, and yeah, it was just a great day. It was just a great day. And so yeah, I am pleased as punch that I got to be a part of that. And I look forward to, you know, um whether it's working Black Friday, which, that is something that I've never done Black Friday in retail, so that's gonna be an experience. You know, if all things stay the same and I'm still working there, I mean, I hope I am. But we don't know what's gonna happen, Actually, I suppose, like, tomorrow would technically be 30 days since I started there, so I'm due for my evaluation, but I'm optimistic that it's all gonna go well. And then, and or Victorian Christmas or First Fridays or whatever comes up, I'm just so looking forward to continuing to work with these women and these amazing dyers and companies that were, that the owner handpicks to support. It's just amazing. But yeah, I going back to the whole brilliance is, happiness. I think when we're truly happy in those moments, it's hard to resist. It's hard to resist. You're drawn to people when they're truly, truly happy. And that is, it's like again, we go back to the metaphor, the analogy, the simile, what have you, of the diamond. And when they're sparkling brightly, when we're happy, our whole person sparkles. We radiate this light. We reflect all that's good around us. And so that is truly I was truly, truly and I don't use this word a lot, but I was truly, truly blessed to have such an incredible experience yesterday. We're not curing cancer, but we are providing a way for people to access their creativity, which is absolutely in my wheelhouse. We are encouraging people to branch out and try, whether it's new color combinations or new patterns or just it feels phenomenal. Okay, it feels phenomenal. At any rate, and then yeah. And then, of course, after that, went to dinner with Todd, had some cocktails, had some seafood. We went to pick up the birthday cake I had ordered, I'd selected, and I tried to pick it up after work, but I didn't realize it was graduation weekend this weekend as well. So, needless to say, the Publix bakery was backed up. And, but again, I wasn't punching a clock at that point. I was just like, you know what? I can come back because I knew we were going to go out to dinner. And I'm like, well, we're not going to be far away because it's Thomasville and nothing's far away. But yeah, I was like, nah, we'll come back. But because it wasn't ready on time, they dropped the price. So it was like, oh, bonus. I mean, I didn't ask them to do that. The cake is still the cake, but that was something they did. So it was like, okay, that works even better. Of course, we were so stuffed from dinner that, we barely had room to even try the cake. I ended up having a piece a little bit later. Um, but yeah, and Todd brought home, cupcakes, after work Friday, so we've got plenty of cake in the house, for which, I'm certainly not gonna argue with. Um, and then, after that I got to finish, watching a movie that we'd started earlier with, my Arizona partner, and then after that, I got to stream more Stardew Valley, and I was only gonna stream for 2 hours. But I was having so much fun, and we had great people came in, and, we just I was having such great conversations with some of the people who had come into the chat while I was playing, and they also played Stardew Valley, so they were able to give me some tips when I got stuck a couple times. Um, yeah, it was so much fun that I ended up streaming for 4 hours. So it was 4 a.m. So yeah, Sunday I got a little late start because I did make sure I got enough sleep. But yeah, I just rolled with it because I'm like, you know what? It's Sunday. It's my day to kind of catch up on things. And I'm like, I got to do the video and I got to do some other stuff, but it's okay. Everything will be fine. But yeah, it was a great way to end my birthday week and my birthday month. Um and yeah, yeah, just I can't complain. So, looking ahead, as I said, this is the first day of my 47th rotation or trip around the sun. Um I want this feeling to continue. I know there are going to be hard times. I know that it's not going to always be happy days. Did not mean to bring that earworm into my head. I know things are going to be hard. I mean, I know there's going to be work, there's going to be struggle. But I want to hold on to this feeling. I want to remember this feeling so that in those harder times, I can remember that, oh, yeah, these things happen. These things happen and it's amazing. And it may not be happening today, but it can happen in the future. And yeah, so that's my takeaway from it all. Um, and for you, my friends, thank you so much for joining me this week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for clicking the like button if you like the video. Thank you for comments if you feel so led. Um, Certainly not a requirement. Thank you all for being here. And I wish you this incandescent happiness that I feel right now because it is amazing. And I want everybody to feel like this. I do. I truly do. Because that's the thing when we are happy and we are fulfilled and satisfied with our lives, even for an instant, we want everybody to have that. It's not, there is no room for us versus them. There is no room for hatred, for judgment. I just want everybody to feel what we're feeling. And so I want that for you. You know, there's a TikToker named Greg and his tagline is find your joy. And that's I want you to find your joy. I want you to find your happiness so that you can more easily and more confidently show the world your brilliance because it's in there. And the world will be such a better place if we can all hold on to that and show the world our brilliance. And if enough of us are able to do that, we can actually make the world better for those people who aren't there yet. I don't know. Is it lofty pie in the sky? Very possibly. But it's still what I hope for. Still what I hope for. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. In the meantime, take care of yourself, be good to yourself, and I'm so happy you're in the world.